Well, happening today, Luigi Mangione expected to appear in federal court in Lower Manhattan. He's charged in the shooting death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. At the center of this hearing will be evidence found in Mangione's backpack. The judge is trying to determine if he was lawfully searched when he was arrested at that McDonald's in Pennsylvania. Here to give us a little insight on what we can expect, legal expert Richard Schoenstein. Richard, good to see you. Let's talk about this backpack, this infamous backpack right now. Why is it so important to the defense to have the items inside that bag excluded from the trial?
Well, I think the backpack may be the most important evidentiary item, not for the backpack itself, but for what it contained. It has the gun, it has the magazine, it has ammunition, it had the so-called manifesto that we've heard about. So there's key evidence inside that backpack. And if the search of the backpack was illegal, then none of that evidence could come in at trial. And that would be a game changer for both sides.
With that said, I think most on the surface would agree with you. Oh, but there is video of this, of this shooting. And that obviously would still be admissible, correct?
That's right. There's video. There's evidence about the defendant's travels in the days before and after. There's other evidence. I'm not saying you can't get a conviction without the backpack, but it sure makes it easier. It
goes from a slam dunk to now having to kind of fight through this a little bit more. Now, the judge originally wasn't going to give this hearing, said it wasn't necessary. But what made her change her mind?
So this issue is just about the admissibility of the backpack. And the defense, of course, argues that it was an illegal search and seizure. They didn't have a warrant and they couldn't have searched the backpack legally. The prosecution, one of their arguments is that the discovery of the materials inside the backpack was inevitable. And that's because the prosecution says the police in Altoona, when they take in a suspect or they arrest somebody, and they were going to arrest Luigi Mangione at a bare minimum for giving a false identification, they say they would have searched his backpack as part of an inventory because they would have taken everything from him as they do when they bring someone into the police station and arrest them. And so the judge wants to see the Altoona procedures and make sure that that's actually correct, that that is part of the standard operating procedure of that police department to see if it was indeed inevitable that the backpack would have been searched.
Now, the judge ordered prosecutors to bring an Altoona police officer to testify about the department's procedures. Think that's going to help or hurt? I do remember anecdotally hearing that the officers that did search the bag felt that everyone in that McDonald's was in immediate danger, yet they never cleared the restaurant.
Right. Well, that's another issue. The question of whether they had a justification to search the backpack because of some clear and present danger, that could be another justification. But on this issue, what the judge said is you can bring any police officer who has knowledge of the procedures. It doesn't have to be somebody who actually searched or was involved in the arrest. And that gives the prosecution really an advantage to find the best witness at the Altoona Police Department to get on the stand and testify about the procedures are in place. They can pick and choose, and therefore I would expect them to have a pretty good witness.
All right, Richard, great to see and hear from you as always. Thanks so much.
Always a pleasure.
All right, good to see you. Be sure to tune in to CBS News New York at noon for the very latest details on this court hearing, and you can find complete coverage of this case on our website at cbsnewyork.com.